sci-fi, horror, fantasy, absurdism in the extreme. It's all available here in the Tales from the Omni Vault book series. Check the description for Amazon links so you can get your copies and start reading today. Thank you all, and now, on to the video. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Omni Viewer, and I'm here because there was a little bit of Godzilla collectible news that was just announced, and I thought you guys would like to know about it, particularly if you are collectors and you're thinking of getting some of these things. Okay, so first off, a collaboration was just revealed between Godzilla and Transformers. We're actually going to get Godzilla-themed Transformers from this. It's not just like shirts with the characters crossing over on it or something. They're actually going to release figures. And the first ones in the set are kind of similar to the Godzilla action figures that recently came out. There's going to be a Godzilla and a Kiryu. But Godzilla's going to be turning into Megatron, and Kiryu's going to turn into Optimus Prime. Sounds cool, right? Well, I thought so too, until I saw the images. This is the Megatron Godzilla, which is actually just a charcoal-colored grimlock. I mean, that is it. It's just that. And I was very disappointed in that and didn't think it couldn't get even more disappointing until I saw what they did with the Optimus Kiryu version, which looks like this. Literally just a regular Transformer that goes from a truck to a robot painted bright silver. Yeah, the word lazy comes to mind. How is this supposed to be the big collaboration here? Other than the little logos on the chest when you transform them, there's nothing about either of these that says Godzilla or Mechagodzilla other than the color scheme, and even the color scheme isn't necessarily that indicative. And my word, what they did with the Kiryu option. Megatron Godzilla is just a Grimlock recolor, but at least they got the dinosaur part down, right? The Retrosaurus appearance. Even if it's not Godzilla, they're at least in the ballpark. Kiryu's not a truck. I'm just stunned that's what they went with. It is the laziest kind of Transformers crossover you could do. And I'm counting the Jurassic Park ones. Like, yes, I know the Jurassic Park Transformers were also reissues of classic Transformers. The dinosaurs were particularly taken from the Beast Wars lines, but they at least gave the dinosaurs new heads that looked more like the Jurassic Park dinosaurs. That is automatically more effort that was put into this. So I'm a bit disappointed by that. The other announcement, however, requires a little bit of backstory just in case some of you guys didn't know this, because new people are pouring into the fandom every day. So back in the early 90s, a video game was released called Super Godzilla. And it's come to be known as one of the most famous, or infamous depending on who you ask, Godzilla video games of all time. One of the things that makes it significant is because this kaiju, Bagon, is significantly featured in it. And Bagon is perhaps the most popular kaiju to never actually be in a movie. I did report a couple years ago that there was gonna be a Mothra vs. Bagon short film that was supposed to be theatrically released. But then I saw people saying that nothing actually came of it, so I don't know what happened there. If it was never a real story and I reported on it like it was, I apologize. But if it was real and something happened, search me. I don't know what it would be. Either way, getting back to the Super Godzilla game, it's also significant because the title actually has an in-universe context. Towards the end, Godzilla has absorbed so much energy that he mutates into a super form, Super Godzilla, which looks like this. And if you're thinking that looks kind of familiar, it's because this design would actually serve as the direct inspiration for Space Godzilla a few years later. Well, it was announced that Super Godzilla is now getting a vinyl figure in the Movie Monster series. I guess Bagon sold well enough that Bandai's moving forward with it. But that figure looks like this. You remember how I said that Super Godzilla was a direct inspiration for Space Godzilla's design? Well, it looks like this figure is going to be reusing a lot of parts from Space Godzilla's movie monster figure. Particularly noticeable in the head. As you can see, the head of this figure has the crest. Super Godzilla does not. He has the little jowl tusks at the top and bottom of his jaws, but he doesn't have the crest. However, I will say they did actually have to make some new parts in order for it to look like Super Godzilla, particularly those huge shoulder protrusions. So again, automatically more effort put in than with that Transformers collab. But does that mean the figure will be worth it? I don't know. The Movie Monster series used to be considered the top tier of Godzilla collectibles because they had such good detail. Recently, though, they've kind of been all over the place. The Bagon figure, had to make that one entirely from scratch. It looks really good. Titanosaurus also looks really good. They got the color right, they got the texture right. Looks like the real thing. The Varan figure has good sculpting, but the paint was an afterthought almost. And Fire Rodan here, which was recently reissued, looks good from the front side, completely monochrome on the reverse side, and for some reason his wing membranes are squared off instead of tapered. So who knows at this point? Flip a coin. The Space Godzilla figure is relatively good, if somewhat motionless, but we will see. Anyway, that's just something for you collectors, and now that you know what they are and what all of this constitutes, spend your money wisely. Until such time as we meet again, this is the Omni Viewer signing off.